Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to call our meeting to order and thank Ms. Sheffield for having us here tonight at Job Corps. At this time, I would like for everyone to join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. If you'd allow Katie Davis to come up and say our pledge, and then we are going to follow that with the national anthem by Iget.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the town's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars by the town's early light, and the rockets red blue, the bombs bursting in air, give proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
What a nice welcome. Nice welcome.
Thank you very much. That was
Thank you.
great.
Yes.
Next time I was superintendent, we're gonna say this.
Okay, board members, we're down to approving the minutes of the prior board meeting. And everyone's had a chance to look that over. Is there anything that needs to be brought to attention to amend? If not, I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of approving the minutes of the prior board meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I hear none. Down to approving the agenda. Is there anything that needs to be added? And if not, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I hear none. We're down to the treasurer's report. Mr. Bletzinger.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Rager and board members. Well, tonight I bring you the financials as of May 31st, 2018. Revenues this month. The beginning balance is about $21.88 million. That's down about $899,000 from the previous month. However, total receipts are up about $628,000 this month for about $3.272 million. And for total revenues of $25.15 million. Expenditures for the month of May. There was $560,534 spent. Most of those were general fund expenses, and $113,000 were food service expenses. Payroll was about $2.663 million for total expenses of about $3.224. Accounts payable, it's down about $110,000 from May of last year. And this is this is in general fund expenses. Some of the significant bills that were paid was about a $9,000 bill paid to Houghton Mifflin for textbooks. Payroll is up $12,000 versus last month and up $37,000 versus May of 2017. However, overall expenses are down $73,000 from previous fiscal period. So payroll, there's about $2.392 million in gross pay, almost $800,000 in employee deductions, which led to a net pay of $1.598 million. Taxes were $387,000. KTRS payments were $290,000. CERS payments were $157,000. Almost $94,000 was spent in insurance, and $136,000 was in others, for the total of $2.663 million. So the accounts payable breakdown for the month of May, fixed and mixed expenses are about $292,000, utilities expenses were a little over $102,000, and variable expenses were $166,000. So that breakdown, $560,534. $357,000 approximately was general fund, $90,428 was special revenue or Fund 2s, and $113,382 was food service / daycare expenses. So the ledger balance at the close of the month was about $21.928 million with the investment funds, excuse me. So the bank balance is about $14 million, outstanding checks of $625,000 for cash balance of about $13.4 million. The breakdown of that cash balance, 12.366 of that was general fund. That's down about 1.369 million from the previous month. Special revenue is $140,384. That's up $337,000 from the previous month. Construction remains unchanged. Debt service was down about $467,000. That's up $1 million, so we did a fund transfer to cover payments. Then food service was the $300,732. That's up about $25,000. Daycare is at $79,000. It's down about $24. Community education was cleared out so it's down to zero, and it's down $294. And then again, investments remain unchanged. So the extended financial picture through October of 18. We expect to have a cash balance of about $7.474 million at that time. Are there any questions?
If not, I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Motion by Mr. Johar,
Second.
second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of approving the treasurer's report, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And payment of bills and salaries, Mr. Bledson.
Thank you again. This month I bring $837,955.20 to you. Of that, $658,000 is general fund, $134,000 is Fund 2, and $44,657 is construction. Of the significant expenses this month, there was a check for $393,629 written to KEMI, and that's our workman's comp insurance. That's a prepaid. It covers next fiscal year. So, and then there was also a bill for $18,782 to Tremco, which is the roofing supplier for the central office.
What was that TVA in lieu of amount? from it?
6.8 million.
6.8 million?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions? If not, I need a motion to approve the payments of the bills and salaries.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of paying bills and salaries, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And payment of school bills. Mr. Bledson.
Nothing significant to note on these.
Everybody's had a chance to look over those. Is there anything that you need to discuss? If not, I need a motion to approve the payment of the school bills. Motion by Mr. Johar, and I'll second. All in favor of paying school bills, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I hear none. And we're down to public participation, and we don't have any.
And I'd just like to say I had the chance to read the article that Mr. Bletzinger has published, and it was very impressive. I think it's an honor for Muhlenberg County to be recognized in that way.
I didn't see it. What
We
did you
have
do?
it if anyone wants to read it. All right, now we're down to Mr. Davis's presentation by the superintendent.
Thank you, Chairman Rager. Board members, I want to start with thanking Ms. Sheffield for allowing us to be here. I think you were pretty excited about us coming, actually. And I don't know if you noticed, as I noticed, but when the young lady here was singing, which you did an outstanding job. Ms. Sheffield was wording with her and smiling so big, you sure made her proud as well. I want you to know that. So we thank you. Thank Katie Davis for leading us in the pledge. Great start. And I'm going to start with some fantastic news that I just found out about late last night. I'll just kind of read this to you. Muhlenberg County Schools Transportation Department won 2 prestigious awards from the Student Transportation Association of Kentucky. They went to some regional training, and this is a statewide, these awards are statewide. Jimmy Tyson won Driver Trainer of the Year in the state of Kentucky. He was nominated by a panel of regional directors from across the state, and Muhlenberg County won Top Overall Transportation Department in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So that is outstanding. Their decision is based on an audit they received, which includes driver's records, maintenance records, and buses, which received an A+ rating. So fantastic news. As I find out a little more, I'll get you more information, but obviously we're extremely proud of that. I do want to mention, I'm sure you've read, I've forwarded you emails, as you have heard, the pension bill was declared unconstitutional with some of the procedural stuff. Really don't know a whole lot more about it at this point, or what that's going to mean for us. So as I hear more, we'll certainly forward that. I'm sure that will be appealed. Don't know how long this will last or what it's going to mean, but definitely want to mention that. Thanks to the Felix Martin Foundation, they once again funded $3,000 to each Frisky, each youth service center, so we're appreciative of that. And that's what I have it before we go to our principals, and they won't have kids with them maybe during the summer here, but there's a few things they probably want to talk about. So we will start with Ms. Sheffield tonight.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming and being with us. We're so glad that you're here to visit and see the center. We have moved, the high school program has moved into a new area, much more space, in fact, double the space that we had before. We're very excited about that and the things we're going to be able to offer the students. On August the 10th, we'll be having a community open house, and there will be a ribbon cutting for that new area. So we hope that you can all be with us then. You will certainly get an invitation to remind you of that. It's been a big day for us. I carried the last, well, the students carried, I directed, the last of the furniture over to our new room, and then we had graduation, which leads me to our student who's going to speak to you. This is Yvette, and she was our valedictorian this time at graduation.
Really nice.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Iket Shikama. I welcome you all at Muhlenberg Chapel Center. We are happy to have you all. We're having a very good time here. It's a very good blessing to me. I've gained a lot here at the school. I've learned a lot from Ms. Sheffield. She's been a very good teacher to me. I come from Nashville, Tennessee. I was born in Congo, grew up from Uganda, and now I find myself in Japan. A very good experience.
Good,
Yes,
good.
so I'm very happy to see you guys and to meet everybody here. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yes, thank
She
you.
received her certified nursing assistant certifications and her high school diploma while she was here.
Hey, congratulations.
And I should add, Ms. Sheffield, this is your first meeting as the permanent principal here, if I'm
Yes,
correct.
please.
So
Thank you.
congratulations again on that as well. Mr. Sharp, follow that.
Looking forward to, we had celebrated our graduation in May. Our fifth grade students, thank you, Ms. Rager, for attending and helping out. Our junior beta recently participated in a field trip to Beach Bend and had a really great time. We're constantly preparing for the next school year. It's one of the things that happens as the school year winds down. So we sent home letters to all of our students and explained to them who they'll have for their next teacher next year. And really proud of our custodians. They really working hard to get the floors waxed and clean. We got a short summer this year, so we're kind of out ahead of that stuff. So really proud of their hard work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp. I think Ms. Sparks is here for Central City Elementary.
Miss Higgs is on a beach in Hawaii, so it's a big year. We had a great last few weeks of school. We raised $500 for the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation with hat days, and kids just bringing in their pennies and dimes and nickels. We had Kids on the Block program, but we did something different on our last day of school. We went and had our field day on the very last day of school, and we combined that with the faculty volleyball game, which we ended up playing with fifth graders. The faculty did win in that game, so now the fourth graders have decided they're going to start practicing as soon as school starts and they're going to win next year, so I guess that's going to become an annual event. Of course, fifth grade graduation, dance, breakfast, all of those things went very well, and we enjoyed those. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Jones, Green?
Well, we had a very positive end of the school year again. Thank all the staff at Galen Smart Hall and Ms. Bump. We had our graduation in May there. It was just a great event, and thankful for all their help in that. We had very last day of school, had our talent show. Enjoyed a lot of variety of acts from our students, including comedy acts, gymnastics, singing. It was a great time, and had over probably 30 students that participated, so that was a fun event. Had a very good showing at the county fair this year. Our fifth grade teacher, Miss Sutherland, actually entered a fairy garden exhibit, and she won a blue ribbon and also a purple champion ribbon for that. So I want to congratulate her. And Miss Addison Tudor, a fifth grade student, represented our school in the spelling bee, and she won first place. She is the daughter of Brad and Courtney Tudor of Greenville, so very proud of her for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hardison?
We had many of the same type activities in August as mentioned at the other schools, and a big part of that is celebrating the end of the year, celebrating a real positive effort that the kids and staff have made all year long, and also trying to promote good attendance those last few days. We had a swim day to celebrate in the Cape Rep test. We had our field day, which was kicked off on May 23rd. Miss McGill and her team did a great job organizing that. Had a lot of support from volunteers, PTSO. It was just a great day. We also had, end of the year, we had a few good field trips. Third grade went to Mammoth Cave, a great trip there. Junior beta went to Holiday World. Again, kids did an outstanding job, good behavior, and represented the longest very well, and just very proud of that. We took a note from South Middle, and we brought Extreme School Makeover to longest for this year, and I've had a young man, Jesse Spurlin. He's been after me a little bit. He's been wanting to do this for a while, so I worked it up and got it organized, and then found out that he wasn't there that day. I said, we got to give Jesse a call. So come find out, Jesse wasn't feeling very well, but when he heard we were having Extreme Makeover, he was there within 30 minutes. He was ready to go.
We felt better.
So we redid the shrubbery and the mulch around the flagpole. It was just, the kids did a great job, and I overheard one of them say, it is so awesome to take care of our school. When they're taking ownership in our school, you know you're doing something right. So true. Just want to say that the work days were very productive. I got a chance to meet with our leadership team and talk about next year's school calendar. It's a good time to kind of slow down a little bit and plan ahead. And it's just a good time to meet with staff and do a little reflecting. Something I really enjoyed doing this year, one of the last days of school, was I asked the teachers to reflect a little bit. We asked a few questions about which student they made the biggest impact on, what was their biggest moment, what was their funniest moment, what did their one word mean to them, and at the end, what were they most thankful for. And so it was great to read the stories about teachers pinpointing kids, talking about the growth that they've had over the year, or seeing their grades really rise after they worked with them, or just getting through a hard time and then kind of getting there in the end. So it's a great deal. And our one-word reflections, Teachers did a good job of picking good one-words, painting the one-words outside their classroom. Then they said, throughout the year, they'd look at their one word, and it would remind them to stay focused and to keep their main goal. So we really enjoyed that. And, a few teachers said this is one of the best years they've had. So when you have teachers going home on summer break feeling that way, you feel like it's been a good solid year. So I want to continue kind of that feeling and have that feeling with more of our staff. And, it's just a good time.
Good.
Thank you.
Mr. Hardison, so when I drive by, they're putting in a line or something. Is that school or is that like a building back over to the side?
We've recently replaced the gas line to our boilers, and so our maintenance department did an outstanding job. Instead of going where the old line was, they took a more direct line, and our maintenance guys dug that out real quickly, and they put in a new line, so we're in good shape.
Good.
Just turned on today.
Oh, good. Good.
I
Thank
think that
you.
was wise not having the kids do that.
Yeah, wanted to straighten my hair.
Mr. Wells?
Thank you.
Good evening. We had an epic field day the last Friday before we dismissed for summer. Teachers and staff said it was the best field day we've ever had at the MSCS. So special thanks to our PE teachers, Tom Hagan, for putting that on. We recognized around 30 students for perfect and near perfect attendance in our assembly at the end of the year, and it's always followed by our annual turtle races. So we did turtle racing again this year. As of now, we have 82 pre-enrolled for kindergarten this upcoming year. That's a good number for us. We're excited about that. The deaf and hard of hearing unit is moving from Central City Elementary to our school this summer, and that will start up next year. And as some others have said, our custodians are working hard to get all done, get ready for the next school year.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wells. Mr. Watkins, Renaissance?
Yes, I kind of went over some of the end of the year stuff with you all last time. So we had one late addition. Big thanks to Ms. Clements and her staff that worked at summer school. We had a senior who came up one credit short, and he went to summer school, and I think they kind of drug him. But he made it finally across the finish line and is now a graduate of Muhlenberg County High School.
Yes, that's great.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Mr. Rager, North Milton?
We did our first annual extreme school makeover as well the last day, and the students kind of volunteered. They wanted to take on the fence. So that white fence, they cleaned that entire fence front and back. And that wasn't really on our first list of activities. And then someone's like, hey, there's some green mold or whatever, we want to clean the fence. So got brushes and like I said, and I said they were proud of doing that, and it really looks good. Just got back from the National Junior Beta Convention, and our students did very well, quite possibly the best that they've ever done. We had, as a club, we were third in the nation in our living literature, which was a theme that involved a pirate ship that I had to take all the way to Savannah, Georgia in a trailer. So
You were happy about it too.
I had a pirate ship that I got to Atlanta and back safely in an enclosed trailer, thank God. 7th in trading pen, 10th in convention invention. We were 4th in service snapshot, and you all remember me talking about Project Warm before. That's where we, our students brought the toboggans and the scarves and everything to the preschoolers. We were 4th in the nation with that service project. We were 1st in campaign skit. 2nd in reimagine, recreate, recycle. Rayleigh Chadwick got 6th place for fabric art, 1st in sculpture, and overall best in show. And for the 2nd year in a row, we have the National Junior Beta Vice President. Last year it was Buzzy Ashley, and this year my daughter Hannah Rager is the new National Vice President. So anyway, the students did a great job. They're so excited. Hopefully they'll be able to come to a board meeting and share some of their inventions and creations with you all. It's just amazing of how talented these students are. So I'm very proud of them, and has nothing to do with me. It's all about the kids. They did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rager. Congratulations, Dad.
Yeah.
Mr. Lyle?
I agree with Mr. Rager, it has nothing to do with it. I'll take off on the national beta. Our students did well as well. Our spotlight won 7th in the nation, and that is Maria Vargas, Katie Henderson, and Katie Miller. And then our T-shirt won 3rd in the nation, and that was Baker Hardison, Madison Morris, and Kylie Gates. So Unionboro County represented well at the National Junior Beta Convention. So very proud of those students. Also, looking back over data this year, our teacher attendance is up, again improved. Our student attendance has improved, and then our discipline report has improved. So we've had, in the discipline report area, fewer discipline referrals this year than even last year. So we've seen a decrease in that in the last, I think it's the last 5 years we've seen a decrease. So continue to be proud of that. And then the last thing tonight, I can't say thanks to all of our principals here tonight and Ms. Gates as well, because there's not one principal that throughout the year that I haven't called, asked a question, something I didn't understand, but I was able to contact them and they were to lead me in the right direction or at least give me a piece of advice. So I thank each one of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lyle. Congratulations, Mr. Hardison. Baker, outstanding. Ms. Bumps, high school.
Again, I would like to concur what Mr. Lyle said, because I guess he had to marry a pretty wife since his oldest did win Miss Muhlenberg County Fair, so Miss Courtney Rager, student at the high school, did win that. And actually, as soon as they got back from Savannah, they had to turn around and take her to GSP. So many of our students at the high school level are off to GSP for the first round. We'll have some second round students to leave here before too long to GSP as well. So very excited about those students. As far as senior beta, our kiddos represented us very well, and they placed 5th in the nation in living lit, so quite proud of that group of kids. As we wrap up at the high school, our baseball team, since we last met, they surprised everyone in our region and did win regionals and competed at state level. Fortunately, came up on the other end of that, didn't make it past the first round, but quite proud of that team. Our softball team did the same. They definitely surprised the region in making it to the semifinals of regionals. So again, they lost there, but quite proud of both of those teams and coaches. As Mr. Watkins already alluded to, we did have summer school. Again, it's not something that we necessarily want, because we obviously want our kids to be able to pass their classes the first go around, but it is a necessity for some because they like that one-on-one attention. And we are able to also use our ESS funds to provide them breakfast, and we were able to do something different this year. We sent them all home with a sandwich and a drink, so they were very excited about getting that sandwich. We did recover 116 total credits during that time, and of those credits, we were able to graduate 6 more students, plus the one from ALC, for a total of 7 more graduates from Muhlenberg County High School, so quite pleased with that. Our items I'll mention just briefly. Our youth leadership group, they have begun their projects and presenting those at the high school. And our first is, if you haven't been by West Campus, please, I encourage you to drive by there up front. Our first project done by Riley Drake, Caitlin Duncan, and Ryan Brewer. It's called A Masterpiece, and it's about embracing diversity and the difference of each other, and it's a beautiful sculpture. I mean, those kids did a fantastic job. So we've got our next group getting ready to do the little memorial garden down near our gym door. That'll be after they get back from GSP, so excited about that. And I think that's about it. So we just had a great year this year, and quite pleased with the staff, and most importantly, pleased with our students. And thank you, board members, for coming to the graduation. They're not helping out with that later.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bumps. And that, Chairman, concludes the city report.
Thank you. Thank you all. We're down to personnel actions with Ms. Browning.
And area personnel actions from May 8th through June 13th, 2018. Certified personnel employment, we had 15. Reassignment of certified personnel, 2. Resignation of certified personnel, 10. Recensions of certified personnel, 3. Classified personnel employment, there were 2. Resignation of classified personnel, 9. Reassignment of classified personnel, 11. And recensions of classified personnel, 3.
Thank you. Superintendent's enrollment report. Mr. Freeman, AKA Eric.
The attendance report for month 9, which was April 25th through May 23rd, attendance was up 0.96% for the month, up 0.2% for the year. Enrollment was down 153 for the month, down 156 from the last day of school last year, and then down 30 last month. And then Mr. Freeman also provided the attendance report for month 10, which was May 24th through May 29th. Excuse me. There was no 2016-17, there was no 10th month, there were no school attendance days, so they're down 0.01% for the year. Enrollment is down 159 for the year and 6 for the month.
Thank you. Any questions? He hopes not. All right, we'll move on down to our board action items. Board action item A, consider a partnership with Western Kentucky University Confucius Institute for placement of a Chinese teacher at Central City Elementary School for the 18-19 school year. Ms. Sparks.
I know you have this 3-page letter that this is written here. I'm going to try to hit the hot spots. We just basically want permission to enter into the partnership with Western Kentucky Confucius Institute again, and we provide a Confucius classroom at Central City Elementary with a Chinese instructor. The Confucius classroom is basically a $10,000 grant. It covers the cost of the teacher, supplies, materials, field trips, and such. Because Mr. Blah, the teacher that we have now, is a classified teacher, the cost of him is only $6,000 to $8,000, and it varies, I'm not sure on what. But the rest of the money is used to things in his classroom, Chinese items, things about the Chinese culture and language, field trips, those types of things. They are reimbursable. What we do is the items are purchased through the school or the district, and then submitted them to Confucius Institute. They reimburse it. The same program we've had for several years now. The contract runs July 1 through June 30th. And I think you have a sample of the agreement that we've entered into. Partnership can be ended at any time by either party. We understand that we will be getting Mr. Blah back if you place this partnership.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Well, I need a motion to approve the partnership. Motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of approving for the Chinese teacher at Central City Elementary through the Western Kentucky University Confucius Institute, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Thank you. Consider School Smiles for on-site dental services for K through 12 students. Ms. Roberts is not
Ms.
here.
Roberts she is out tonight, but she went over that.
And this is a routine every year thing that we do
We're very pleased with that.
to provide dental services to our students.
I'll make a motion to that.
Motion by Mr. Johar, and I'll second. All in favor of approving the School Smiles for K through 12 students, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And next is to consider a memorandum of agreement with Quality Care for Kids for the 18-19 year. And this is also another yearly thing we do for vision and ear exams. Motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of considering the Quality of Care for Kids memorandum of agreement, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. We're down to awarding the bid for CDL physicals. Ms. Browning.
This is a pretty thick stack. We don't have to go through all of this, so that's a good thing. Okay, we had a little bit of discussion about this the other night on these physicals. I did talk to Ms. Dukes, and she said that there is no time crunch, no time frame set for this. They do them throughout the year. So if, it's kind of up to the board's discretion as to how you want to proceed with this. We can reopen the bids. We can just allow them to choose. This is something that is a private service. We do not have to bid it out anyway. So it's just up to you all to decide what you prefer. We could place the ad again, contact and ask for more bids, from people if that's what you prefer to do too.
That's whatever the pleasure of the board. Anybody have any discussion?
So why do we not have to necessarily bid it out?
It's a private, I'm sorry, I said private professional service, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I misstated that. And according to bids law, you do not have to do the professional service.
And we look back afterward, I think last year it was like this as well, but the year before there were the two. We found that in the...
It's just, it's just whatever your decision is on this.
This year, there's just the one that wants to participate for
There was
our
one that
employees.
submitted a bid, yes.
Okay.
It was advertised for 2 weeks in our local paper.
So a professional service, you can go out and we can solicit asking, what sort of pricing that another medical group would give us for CDL physicals, if we so choose, or if you so desire for us, and
How many
route.
drivers are there?
I want to say she said there were a little over 100 that would have to do this throughout the year.
I will approve like it is.
Okay.
I make a motion.
Motion to approve as it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Approve as is, I'm sorry, is that what you said? Okay.
I have a motion by Mr. Johar to approve as is with the one bid.
A second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of awarding the bid for CDL physicals, and this would be to Baptist Health in Powderly, and it would be $58 for the physical and $15 for the TB skin test, so a total of $73. Say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Don't go anywhere.
That's why the stack's large.
All right, we're down to consider the first reading of KSBA Board Policy Update Number 41.
Yes, this is just a standard procedure every year. This comes through KSBA upon their recommendation. You'll either have legal things that have changed that need to be changed, or recommendations on their part on things they say we should change. So most of these, I think there were 2 items that were recommendations. The rest of them were legal changes. Policies take 2 readings, so this will be the first reading.
Okay. All right, I'll make a motion to consider the first reading of the KSBA policy number 41.
So moved.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of approving the first reading of KSBA Board Policy 41, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And we're down to review of KSBA Board Procedure Update Number 22.
All of those policies, or most of those policies, have procedures. So this is just the standard, regular yearly update on those procedures. It takes 1 reading of this.
All right, we need a motion to review the KSBA Board Procedure. Okay, motion by Mr. Johar, second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of reviewing the KSBA Board Procedure Update Number 22, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And we're down to considering the 2018-19 Certified Evaluation Plan. Ms. Browning.
And as I stated in the work session, this was presented at the last board meeting. There were some changes when we submitted it to KDE. We corrected those changes. We actually met as a committee, made the changes they suggested, and I'm asking for your approval to resubmit it to KDE.
Need a motion to consider the CEP for 2018-19.
So moved.
Mr. Bowers made a motion. I'll second. All in favor of considering the 18-19 Certified Evaluation Plan with the corrected changes to KSBA, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. All right, now we're down to consider college coach position at the high school. Ms. Bumps.
Yes, board members, thank you, Chairman. This was discussed the other night at our work session. Again, this is another opportunity for us to do a collaborative effort with AmeriCorps. This would be an additional counselor at the high school. This would be our second year in partnership with them. It is of no cost to the district, as explained in the rationale. And it would be with help from the Martin Foundation. Part of that, $7,000 they would contribute. The other $7,000 would come from AmeriCorps. I recommend that you please approve this position.
I have a motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of considering the college coach position at the high school, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Are you back again? Oh, you're up next again. Okay, don't go anywhere. All right, we're going to do consideration of addition of trap shooting sports team at the Muhlenberg County High School.
Yes, Chairman, thank you again, and board members. As we all know, when our students are involved, that obviously promotes their to stay in high school and want to graduate, the more they're involved with school activities. This would be another opportunity for us to add an additional school activity in the trap shooting. I know Mr. Hope spoke to the board previously a couple months ago about this particular event. Mr. Hancock and I are both on board with this particular team, and we will do what we need to do to support Mr. Hope as well as our trap shooting athletes who wish to participate. Do ask the board to consider adding this, as well as paying the $350 membership fee to Dam Zero, which is the shooting range that Scott Whitmer has allowed or will allow us to utilize for this team. Again, just to reaffirm that no weapons of the sort will be on campus at any time.
Okay, is there any
So it's $350 a year for Mr. Whitmer that we will pay for the facility? Is this correct?
Facility,
for the use. And then when we say open to all 9th through 12th grade students, a lot of times in our sports, 7th graders can participate in varsity. So in this particular sport, are they playing up like a 7th grader into shooting sports? Do you understand my question?
I do. This would only be for 9th through 12th grade. This would only be for high school students.
Thank you.
Make a motion.
A motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of considering the addition of the trap shooting sports team at the high school, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And down to amending the salary schedule to reflect a trap shooting coach stipend of $1,000. Mr. Butler.
This would just be the addition of a $1,000 stipend for the one coaching position for the trap team.
Motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of amending the salary schedule to reflect the trap shooting coach stipend in the amount of $1,000, and that is to one coach only. Say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And down to consider creation of daycare at Muhlenberg South Elementary School. Mr. Wells.
Chairman Rager, board members, nothing has changed since the work session. The numbers still look like we have 11 in the full daycare, 12 in the wraparound play school, and 8 after school. So at this time, like I said, nothing's changed. So we're coming to you asking for you to approve the daycare at Muhlenberg South Elementary starting the school year. Do you have any questions?
Is there any questions? I'm going to make the motion to consider the creation of the daycare at Muhlenberg South Elementary School.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of considering the daycare at Muhlenberg South Elementary, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Consider creation of daycare positions at South Elementary School.
This was discussed also at the work session, and what we're asking for is one director's position, which would be basically titled Child Development Center Supervisor, and up to, depending on enrollment, up to 3 assistants, Child Development Center Assistant Supervisors, up to 3 positions there.
Going now they have to have someone to run the daycare.
That's right. We can't let them run around by themselves.
Can't let them self-sufficiently do that. Okay, I need a motion to create the daycare positions based on enrollment.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of creating the daycare positions for the South Elementary School daycare, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Get ready. We're down to consider student resource officer agreement with the City of Greenville. Mr. Bletzinger.
All right, thank you very much. Again, this is for the addition of the fourth student resource officer, which we believe would be very beneficial for the safety of the kids. It very closely mirrors the same agreement that we have with Central City. It's been working out for quite some time. We agreed to split the cost of that person to include the salary, benefits, taxes, those sorts of items, and they estimate between $55,000 and $60,000 annually on the salary, so that would be a little over $25,000 for us.
A motion by Mr. Johar.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of considering this SRO agreement with the City of Greenville to provide our fourth school resource officer, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Go down to the next item is consider amending the superintendent's contract. Mr. Bletzinger.
Thank you again. Again, this is something we discussed on Monday night regarding the agreement. The agreement can be amended from time to time. This is a salary adjustment, which is fair for the districts that are of our size. So I ask that you all approve the amendment.
Motion.
A motion by Mr. Johar to approve the amended superintendent contract.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of amending the superintendent contract, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And down to amend the salary schedule, the superintendent's salary.
All right, thank you again. This is just the finalization of this step wherein, the pay is made of the base salary, extended days, plus this gap. And right now, all I'm asking for is amend the salary schedule for the gap at that point.
I'll second that.
Okay.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I'll second that, and all in favor of amending the salary schedule for the superintendent, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And we're down to the board consent agenda. And everything is leave of absence, facilities use, fundraising, field trip as usual. And then we do have one in there that's to authorize the district to file substitute teacher emergency forms for the 18-19 year, which is also routine. So, motion to approve if there's no questions or discussion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of approving the board consent agenda items, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. At this time, I need a motion to enter into closed session to discuss personnel, KRS 61.810F.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of entering into closed session, say aye. Aye. All opposed? And we'll be back. So we're going to review Mr. Davis's superintendent's annual evaluation. So on standard number 1, under strategic leadership, we gave him accomplished. We felt like his meetings with the community leaders to discuss student safety and pension reform discussions to help keep everyone on the same page in the district. His mission and vision expectations were clearly understood by all staff. Instructional leadership, which is standard number 2, we gave him accomplished. We had a couple comments about math training for the math teachers to help with the student achievement. I know that was a concern of some of us with the lower math scores that the district had at the high school. and we know since he's a math teacher, we know that's a concern of his as well. But the extra math training and in the SBDM meetings, I know the teachers really felt like that was going to be helpful and beneficial to their math program at the high school. So, we're excited to see how this year improves that. Standard number 3, cultural leadership. We gave him exemplary. When Mr. Davis interviewed and was hired for the position, overall, his initial focus was culture and to change the culture of the district. We felt that was important at the time that it was going to have to be changed for everything to improve. So with that being said, his visibility, accessibility in the schools, his focus for change to get positive results from all the schools has just been a blessing, I know. Principals talking at board meetings, we all enjoy that. We get to hear what's going on. You have that involvement from all your principals and your leaders in the district. And I think they actually kind of enjoy it. They seemed a little hesitant at first, maybe talking in front of everybody, but I think now it's kind of where, it's an enjoyable thing for them. And it just kind of gives everyone a sense of, working together, and you can clearly see that the culture is changing. So we gave him exemplary for standard 3. Standard 4, human resource leadership, we gave him accomplished on that. Of course, we discussed under this falls in staff evaluations are done in a fair manner. Of course, as a board member, we can't, that's personnel, so we can't really get involved, so we don't know if they were done fairly or they're not done fairly. But anyway, that's all, entrusting him to do the right thing. I know we looked at the development of the professional growth plans for the principals and supervisors, and the new the development of the aspiring administrators program, and he just shared with us that Felix Martin's going to give the $25,000 grant, correct? And the utilization of the telesurvey for work environment data. I know when he first came on, he met with principals and all about the telesurveys, and kind of gave a baseline of where he felt like the schools were and his vision for their growth and development. Standard number 5, managerial leadership, we gave him exemplary. Again, with the pension reform meetings with the staff and the legislators, safety and emergency plan development, meeting with our leaders in the district to ensure the safety of the students has been a big priority of his. I know with the, Marshall County shootings and all, it's just been a huge concern, not only to us here in Muhlenberg, but everyone across the nation. So I know he's made that a priority to make our students feel safe and our teachers feel safe, and so he's done a great job with that. One thing we did note, says prioritize plans for facilities needs, safety, as well as we mentioned to him briefly that at the beginning of the year when he had Mr. Fleming come and to discuss with us the potential costs of our district, if things were to go wrong at the high school or Longest or wherever, potential things that we would have to replace financially. And that was kind of just an open conversation that everyone could see worst case scenario if we, had things go wrong. So, and managing his people to understand that if they get a raise, how that would affect. So managing all of that, we felt like he did a great job with that. Standard number 6, collaborative leadership. We also gave him exemplary on that. School safety, first responder meetings, also working again with the legislators, press conferences with the superintendents. I know he's had a great collaboration with other superintendents across the state. One thing that we kind of did tell him that we would like to see is maybe some town hall meetings with parent involvement, more parent involvement. I know we've worked on the students and the staff, but we kind of want to see involvement more so with parents as well. I know he has had the superintendent, breakfast with the superintendent and things like that to try to, get buy-in from parents as well from their point of view on how things are going in the district. So I know he's good at addressing and kind of partnering with all kinds of entities to do his job each day. an influential leadership, standard 7. We gave him accomplished. I know we had told him, coming in, he was a little bit hesitant on the legislator leadership, political standpoint, but with the pension reform and everything that has gone on with that since September, he's grown a lot in this area, a lot of knowledge that he's gained, not necessarily that he wanted to, but had to, and in the position he was in, he had to learn fast, so we felt like he has done really well with getting that communicated throughout the district. So overall, he had a great evaluation. We appreciate him. He's done a great job. I know this year's been a learning curve. This next year, I know we feel like that everything's really going to kind of fall into place and just grow and improve from here. So we appreciate him and glad he survived his first year. So, thank you.
Thank you.
And I just need a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells and a second by Mr. Johar. All in favor of approving the superintendent annual evaluation, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none, and motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, and I'll second. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none.